You know what I think the most difficult part about making these videos is that I'm used to being creative with music in the background, but if I'm recording audio for this video, it wouldn't really make sense to have music in the background because then you wouldn't be able to hear me. So I have to put it in post, and then I have to sit here literally with my thoughts. And speaking of thoughts, here are some of my thoughts on Persona 3 Reload as a newcomer coming into the Persona series.
Made up my mind to stay with you. Whether this is real or a bad dream, I'll keep watching until it's real.
Ta-da. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is SideQuest64, and I want to talk about Persona 3 Reload. I'm gonna break this video up into three categories with one like minor subcategory. And the first category is coming into Persona from the outside in 2024, my general expectations or issues with the game. Now, for starters, I want to say that I don't have any issues with the game. It was just my expectations, what I was led to believe. The first one being that the game is too long. I didn't want to play a game that was going to drive me up the wall 140 hours, 120 hours. My average gaming experience when it comes to these games or to video games in general is about 60. After 60 hours, I start calling the quits. Getting up to 60 hours, I'm ready to throw the towel. My second issue was the anime high school slice of life simulator. I don't want to play a slice of life simulator. I don't want to play as a high school kid. I want to play as a Rambo with machine guns and Duke Nukem. My third issue was the game is too hard and or too grindy. I don't want to play a game that's too hard or too grindy. I'm a little girl. I don't play Sekiro. I don't play Dark Souls 1. I don't play Dark Souls 2 proper. I don't play Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. I don't play Dark Souls 3. I don't play Bloodborne. I don't play hard games. Those games are too hard. I like to play Candy Crush on my phone. That's a joke, by the way. And too grindy. Again, you guys know my thoughts. If you guys seen my prettiest videos, my previous videos, Dragon Quest 11, I had to drop it. It was too grindy. I wasn't gonna sit there and do all that. I don't like feeling like I'm behind. I like when games test my skills and my knowledge of in-game mechanics. That's where I shine the best, and that's where I like the games the best. My last issue and or general expectations coming into the Persona series was not having played any of the other Persona games. Was I missing out on something? Was I going to be missing out on a story? Obviously, Persona 3 Reload has the number 3 in it. I don't think this is an Ace Combat X, or as I was growing up calling it Ace Combat 10, not knowing that there was a bunch of games that I hadn't played yet, because there's a 3 there. So where's Persona 1, Persona 2? And what comes after that? Obviously, Persona 4 and 5. So, my take on the game after 15 plus hours. Tartarus and its infinitely the same hallway generator. This is boring. I don't like this. I don't like Tartarus at the moment. Now, of the recording of this video, I actually have changed my opinion on this, but I wrote this list yesterday, and I don't like the same hallway. It's boring. It's tedious. There's only ever like two enemies on each floor. Granted, they do respawn after like a cutscene is triggered or an event is triggered, so one will respawn. If there's one on the floor, you fight that one, you kill him, you defeat him. Another one will respawn on the other end of the map, and that's tedious. To me, that's a form of grinding. But again, this list is going to change. I'll get to it. Whatever. Second thing, after 15 plus hours, is I actually like the social aspect of it. I like the slice of life simulator, the high school simulator. I I would prefer to just play the sim part of the game, and you can cut the dungeon exploring out. It's not much of exploring. I don't know, dude. Like if you think Tartarus is exploring, is like a dungeon, that I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're exploring, dude. Like, you might as well be going in circles at this point. But definitely, give me the high school sim. Is that what it's called? I don't know. The social links. I like building relationships. I like talking to different characters. I like seeing, exploring different areas of the town, and just playing, living out that fantasy, dude. It's cool. I'm totally wrong at this point about everything that I've said in the years past about these kinds of games. Give me more of these games. I want to play more of these games. Just the sim part. I don't want to. If the dungeon crawling is boring, just I don't want to play it, dude. Keep it out. Okay, and the next one after 50, or excuse me, after 15 plus hours is, should I play the other Persona games? I'm 50-50 on this. Why? Because I'm not too sure if I 100% like Persona 3 Reload, and I know that's kind of unfair to be like, well, I didn't like 3, why would I like 4 or 5 or 1 or 2? But I'm 50-50 on it, so there's a half of me is like, I don't really want to play the other games, and the other half is like, yeah, you know what, maybe I should. And I think ultimately I'll be able to know whether I'm going to play these other games is after I finish 3. But I want to give you a reason why I'm not interested in the other games to start with, why I didn't choose Persona 5 or 4. The main reason was visually, aesthetically, I was drawn to Persona 3 instantly. The blue theme of Persona just was like wow to me. It was beautiful, perfect, elegant. And then the characters have like this grungy look, and I like darker stories compared to, oh, I'm a new kid in high school and all the women want to be with me. Um, Granted, there can be some sort of like darkness there, or evil, or whatever you want to call it. Mind you, I remember seeing Persona 3 on the shelves of GameStop when it first came out, and I know that there's a hype around the game, and it's always been on my radar. But I've also known that these games are difficult, these games are long, these games are, you know, for a very specific group of people. So will I play the other games? Visually, on a visual level, I'm not interested. On a narrative or gameplay level, maybe. It depends on how Persona 3 goes. So here's the subcategory that I was talking about. A few things that I wish that were different. Obviously, this is just me griping because I don't expect any of these changes to be, implemented, or even if they remake the game, like they're gonna be like, oh well, side quest didn't like Tartarus, so we just scratched that. Um, but yes, my list is Tartarus. The hallway dungeon thing, just cut it out. Unless you can make it more interesting, I would say take it out. Give me the slice of life sim. I'll take that. That's perfect. I'm enjoying that part, which is again, I shot myself in the foot with that. I like these games, or I'm enjoying the sim aspect of it, which initially was a huge reason why I didn't want to play the game, because I didn't want to play as a high school kid. So yeah, I'm kind of two faced on that one. And the second subcategory for this that I wish things were changed was a broader dating options. I've been going on a bunch of dates with dudes, bro. Now I don't know if that's just me. That's saying something about me. But some of these dudes, man, they're throwing play my way, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to date them. But in the event that I can't, I really wish that I could. It's fun. It's fun. I mean, I don't know, dude. Whatever. I'm just gonna shut up about it. Okay. And my last and final gripe with it is more opportunities to interact with characters that changes the flow of the game. So again, I said I've been going on dates with a bunch of dudes, right? Ramen and eating and walks and stuff. It's very one-sided when it comes to the social interaction. It's one-sided in the sense that I have to kind of give them the response that they want to hear, because if I don't, then I don't get anything out of it, and that kind of annoys me because the cycle of the day is very short. There are often times where you wake up at school, which is driving me nuts because you'll leave Tartarus, and then the screen will go black, and then you're at school again when it's not Tartarus. It's just the regular school, and then it goes to after school, and then it's like, well, do you go to club, do you go to the movies, do you go do this, or on a date with somebody? And a lot of times I will definitely choose to go hang out with somebody because of the social links, right? But it's a little annoying in the sense that if you don't do well in that interaction, you essentially wasted your time, your that opportunity to get something out of it. And if I'm not getting anything out of it, what's the point? Yes, you could probably reload an earlier save, but at that point, dude, you're fucking. You might as well play the game perfect the first time through. So that's those are my gripes, and again, that's just me kind of complaining. Another issue, like I mean, this isn't on the list that I have here, but is the way that the time is handled in the game. It again, you leave Tartarus, there's a loading screen, you end up at school, or you go back to the dorm, and then you end up at school. It would be nice to see the main character get up in the morning and maybe self-reflect on any incidents that had happened previously. It does happen on big events. I just got to my first full moon, and a lot of things have been changing. So just to save time on the video, I two things that changed for me is actually Tartarus, because now with the full moon cycles, I know that there are big events coming, and that means change, and I like that. That's a good thing. The second thing that that has changed that doesn't necessarily have to do with the game is that I think it would be boring to see your character do every little thing in their day. So for me, for instance, I get up in the morning, I get in the shower. Sometimes I use the bathroom. I'll get in the shower. I'll get ready, and then I'll go to work. And I still have to walk to work. I get to work, and then my day starts. Technically, on an interesting level, it's like I'm not gonna be like, well, I got up in the morning. I went to the bathroom, and then I took a 10-minute shower, and then I plucked the earwax out of my ears and then my nose hairs, and then I had lunch, or I cooked lunch or breakfast, and then I walked to work, and then I got to work, and then let me tell you what this girl said to me at work. You're just gonna skip that whole part out, right? So that makes sense in the game now to me. I was a little annoyed in the beginning because I wasn't with my character all the time. I was just loading into these areas. But how have my expectations, my greater expectations, changed, or my issues with the game? Is the game too long? Maybe, yeah. But I can understand why now. I've spent so much time just enjoying the day in the game that I can see why this game would be long. Why this game is such a long game. I'm totally comfortable with that now. I'm enjoying it, and I think that's really what it boils down to, is that I'm enjoying a game that I put $80 into. Okay, so my thoughts on the anime high school sim. Yes, I love it. Give me more. I want to play more of these games. Is the game too hard or too grindy? No, I'm playing on normal, and grindy. I've maybe spent like an hour or two grinding, and that was for my personal reasons. It wasn't because I couldn't beat a boss, like the game was forcing me to grind. It was because I wanted to fuse another persona, and I needed to level up a persona or level myself up in order to get that persona in the fusion. And so it seemed just necessary, and it really wasn't that long of a grind. It was about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Not a big issue. The game is not too much of a grind. Um, is not having played any of the other Persona games. No, I don't. I'm glad I started with Persona 3. I've been enjoying it. I don't think I need to play any of the other Persona games to understand what's going on in this one. So that's not an issue at all. Overall, my take on the game, 15 plus hours in, is if this is your first game or you've never played a Persona game, play this one. You'll enjoy it. This is SideQuest 64, and have a good day. Hopefully the video is not as long as the original one. I cut 5 minutes out. Whatever. This is SideQuest 64. Have a good one.
even smile.
Didn't you hear your friends? Don't you know what I hear? Don't you know what I hear? It's dead. It's dead.
Want to buy a lady a cigarette? Oh, you don't even smile.
It's dead. It's dead.
Now who keeps a dead tree? You're not gonna kill me, are you?
Depends. What's your model number?
Why don't you look under my eye and find out?